Hi, fourth grade. Welcome back. Today is Friday. Super exciting. Little happy dance, little happy dance. Oh, yeah. All right. So, a few short things that we need to work on for school, and then it's weekend fun. What I'm going to be doing with you is going over your Bridge to Terabithia assessment for chapters 1 through 8. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. I've got it pulled up. I'm going to read through it. You need to have your Friday packet out and a pencil, as well as your envelope with your vocabulary cards and character reference sheet. So let me share my screen. So this is what the assessment looks like, and this is going to cover chapters 1 through 8. Super excited. We're almost done with the book. The very first couple sections is all going to be about vocabulary. So get out those vocabulary cards so that you can use them to help you. Bridge to Terabithia assessment number 1, chapters 1 through 8. So part 1 is vocabulary matching. You're going to match the words right here, 1 through 6, with their definitions, A through F, by writing the correct letter on the lines. Simple matching. All you have to do is look the words up on your vocabulary cards and match them to the correct definition. Write the letter next to the word, 1 through 6. I'm not going to read this section because this should be fairly simple, and you have your vocabulary cards to help you. We are going to move on to sentences, which I will be reading. Part 2, vocabulary, fill in the blank. Choose the word that best completes each sentence below. Now remember, one of our strategies when we're taking our reading test is that we put each answer into the sentence and see which one makes sense. So looking at number 7, the auditorium full of students broke out in complete blank when the lights suddenly went out. Now we're going to fill it in, starting with A, nuisance. The auditorium full of students broke out in complete nuisance when the lights suddenly went out. Does that make sense or not? Let's look at B, spectacle. The auditorium full of students broke out in complete spectacle when the lights suddenly went out. Does that make sense? Let's check C, pandemonium. The auditorium full of students broke out in complete pandemonium when the lights suddenly went out. Does that sound right? I don't know. Let's check D. Consolation. The auditorium full of students broke out in complete consolation when the lights suddenly went out. So which one do you feel fits the sentence best? Think about the definition of each word and what they mean, and circle the letter that goes in the sentence. Looking at number 8. My mom had a blank look on her face, so I knew that we had really surprised her. So some kind of look that's going to show up on mom's face. We're going to start filling in the blanks, starting with A, reluctant. My mom had a reluctant look on her face, so I knew that we had really surprised her. Now B, dumbfounded. My mom had a dumbfounded look on her face, so I knew that we had really surprised her. Now C, faltered. My mom had a faltered look on her face, so I knew that we had really surprised her. Now D, recklessly. My mom had a recklessly look on her face, so I knew that we had really surprised her. Which one makes the most sense, and circle the letter. Let's look at part 3. Vocabulary sentences. Write 2 sentences below each containing one or more of the following words. So this is similar to our vocabulary assessment that we did on Tuesday, where we have to use the words in sentences. But now they're telling us we can only use these words instead of all the vocab words that we learned. So you're going to write a sentence using at least just one. All it's asking for is one. Write a sentence with at least one of the words in the box. Recklessly, consolation, faltered, speculation, humbly, reluctant, or nuisance. Those are the words that you can use in your sentences. And please, when you do them, underline the word that you used so that when we read our sentences, we can quickly see the vocabulary word that you used in your sentence. And you need to have 2 of them. Now we're moving on to comprehension. You will not need your vocabulary cards as much for the comprehension. It is multiple choice, so I will read you the questions and the answers. But remember, think about each question. Don't just pick an answer because I'm moving on. Pause the video, think about the question, think about what it's asking you. X out next to the answers that are not correct. And then process of elimination, figure out which one is the correct answer, okay? So choose the best answer for each question below. So some of these questions might have more than one answer that could fit it, but they want the best answer. So remember that as you're listening. Number 11, which of the following does not occur in these chapters? And these chapters refers to chapters 1 through 8. So which of the following does not occur in chapters 1 through 8? A, Jesse meets Leslie for the first time. Did that not happen in chapters 1 through 8? B, Leslie wins all the races at school. Did that not happen in chapters 1 through 8? C, Leslie and Jesse invent Terabithia together. Does that not happen in chapters 1 through 8? Or D, Maybelle falls into the creek. Does that not happen in chapters 1 through 8? So you're only looking for the one that doesn't happen. There's 3 of them that do happen in the chapters that you have read, and 1 that does not. And you're going to circle the one that doesn't. Number 12, choose the best word to describe Jesse's father. A, funny. B, absent. C, scary. Or D, hyper. Now, no matter what you feel about Jesse's father or what you think of Jesse's father, you need to pick the best word to describe him. So use your character reference sheet. Go back and think, who is this character? How much interest has he had in this book? How much detail has he had in this book? And pick the best word that describes Jesse's father. Looking at number 13. Choose the best words to describe Brenda. Again, use your character reference sheet. Brenda is Jesse's sister. Use your character reference sheet and what we wrote down on it to help you figure these out. Choose the best words to describe Brenda. A, demanding and self-centered. B, dainty and meek. C, foolish and helpless. Or D, stiff and unsure. Which 2 words, not 2 answers, there's 2 words for each answer. So which answer, 1 letter, has 2 words that both perfectly describe Brenda? Looking at number 14. Circle the things below that are most important to Jesse. A, drawing. B, Leslie. C, music. D, running. For number 14, you can have more than 1 answer because it says circle the things below that are most important to Jesse. That probably means there's more than 1 thing that is important to Jesse. So number 14 has more than 1 answer. And I'll give you a hint. This one has 3 answers. Number 14 has 3 answers. Number 15. What does Jesse give to Leslie for Christmas? A, a television. B, a puppy. C, a portrait. D, running shoes. Number 16. Why does Jessie struggle to like Mr. Burke in these chapters? Remember, Mr. Burke is Leslie's father. So why does Jessie struggle to like Mr. Burke or Leslie's father in these chapters? A, he is jealous that Mr. Burke has money. B, he feels that Mr. Burke is hogging Leslie. C, he thinks that Mr. Burke is a really mean dad. Or D, he saw Mr. Burke doing something suspicious. Okay, that is multiple choice. We are moving on to part 5. Part 5 is comprehension with a short answer. So you're going to have to write, answer the following questions in complete sentences. Number 17, describe one of the characters using at least 3 adjectives. Explain your choices. So one character, and this is where you can use your character reference sheet. Think about what we wrote down on our character reference sheets. One character using at least 3 adjectives. And remember, an adjective is a describing word for a noun. So describing words that describe the character you chose and explain those choices in a complete sentence or more than one complete sentence. Use your character reference sheet. Number 18, choose one of the following events from the story. Write about at least 2 effects that this event had. A, Leslie wins all the races at school. B, Leslie announces that she doesn't have a television at home. Or C, Janice steals Maybelle's special Twinkies. So choose one of those events from the story and write how those events affected the characters or affected something else that happened in the book. Remember to use complete sentences and only pick one event that is listed. Number 19. What part of this story so far made you feel a strong emotion? The emotion can be happiness, sadness, anger, or empathy. Okay, as long as it was a strong emotion that you felt, it can be any emotion. But what part of the story so far through chapters 1 through 8 have made you feel a strong emotion? We want you to explain what the emotion was, if it was happiness, sadness, anger, and why you felt that way. So why did you feel happiness? Or why did you feel the sadness? How does your emotions connect with the story? Use complete sentences when answering this question. And looking at number 20, name one strength and one weakness that you believe Jessie has, and explain your answers. And all they're asking is, why do you think that that is a strength of Jessie's? And why do you think that is a weakness of Jessie's? That's it. Use complete sentences, please, please, please. And use your character reference sheets and your vocabulary cards, okay? I hope you guys have enjoyed reading the book so far. I'm excited, 5 chapters left, and we will be done with the book and have it all wrapped up just in time for summer. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.